Hey, this is Steven from Legit Tech Tutorials, and welcome to HTML tutorial number 3, which is going to be text. So in this particular one, I'm going to show you how to get a basic website started with just text. So basically what we're going to start off is this empty page. We're not going to worry about the HTML top part right now. We're just going to worry about the text. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the tag heading, which is an H1. So you could have H1, H2, and then that's through 6, right? So you could have all the way down to 6. And basically what that is a main heading and then subheadings. So basically what a main heading would look like is, for example, you say main heading, and then we close the tag with /, remember that? So that's a large. So that's a large size main heading. So then let's say we did a smaller size subheading. So this is going to be a smaller size subheading, and you see how it's getting this tiering going. So if I do this, if I did another one, so we say H3 second subheading, or we'll call it subheading. It's got a different type of, the text is getting smaller, this is getting smaller. It depends on what browser you're using. So it'll determine that. So like, for example, let's see what it says if we do H6, we're just going to call it small heading H /. See, so that's very small. You can see how that works there. So it all depends on the browsers that you're doing that in. So that is a heading, right? So now let's say that we wanted to go with just a heading. So now we're going to go ahead and reset that really quick. So now we're going to go over paragraphs. So paragraphs are what you saw in the previous one there. So paragraphs are just abbreviated with a P tag and then a closing P tag. So now we say this is what we are talking about after, or in the text under main heading. So there you go. So here's a heading. For example, let's say a title of a book, title of a chapter, things like that, and then here's the text that's under it, and you see it's highlighting here on both sides. So paragraph is the main thing that you're going to want to do. This one you could either have it one sentence as you see here, or you could continue going on and saying this, this is the second sentence in the first paragraph. So there you go. And that's a paragraph. So that's a basic setup right there of a page that only has text on it. So now you're good to go right there already. And then now we're going to go over some other types of things, such as bold. So let's say, for example, we want to bold this heading. So what we could do is insert a bold tag inside of this heading piece here. And then we have it at the end, /bold. And now you see here, heading is bold. So that's if you want to add emphasis to something inside, a name of a character, a name of your company, in some sort of, or your name in some sort of blog or something, have it in bold, and that's what you're going to use that for. So now we're also going to go over italicize. So we're going to say this is what we're talking about in the first paragraph. So let's go ahead and do paragraph and italicize, which is a tag of I. We're going to go ahead and suck that one back in there. And we're going to have /I. And there's paragraph. Paragraph is now italicized. So now we have bold and italicized with pretty intuitive HTML5 tags, which is a B for bold and an I for italicize. Now we're going to go over the basic things that you see quite a bit for things like chemical equations or math equations, which is superscript and subscript. So basically how that works is you're going to just have something like, you know when you're reading something and you see something down in the bottom, like a little legend on the bottom of the page, you see a little 1. So let's say that after this first paragraph here, we're going to get rid of the italicize here. So then let's say, for example, we explain where this first paragraph is located, if it was located in a different place. So we're going to call it Subscript. And then we're going to go ahead and close that. And then let's say 1. So now when we go here, it's got a subscript 1 underneath the paragraph. So then you'll have something down here that says explains where that paragraph that you're referring to is located, and things like that. And then of course you have superscript. So let's say we wanted to say let's do a basic math equation. So we're going to say like 2 times 2 times 2, and then we're going to say superscript, and then we're going to say 2 times 2, and there you go, 2 times 2 squared. So that's a superscript, and this is a subscript here. So those are pretty intuitive as well. HTML5 tags, which is sub and sup. So that's basically it there for those. Now, another thing is that you could have something like white space in between. What it's called is basically where you have a space in between, like extra spaces here. For example, if I had, extra spaces, it doesn't change anything. You could have as many spaces as you want. It'll automatically format that for you to make sure that the spaces are gone. So you could better organize your code to be better, more understandable to read, but I don't see why you would really do that at this point here, because you guys are probably using Aptana and it would be nice and formatted, unlike this kind of mess here. So let's go over breaks. So we're going to talk about horizontal breaks and line breaks. So basically what we could do is get, let's say for example we said this is the main heading, and then we wanted to break this line after this here. So we're going to do BR space / and then close it. Now this guy right here does not need a opening and closing tag. It only needs a closing tag because you're not going to have any elements in between. You're just going to automatically set it there and then go through. And then let's say you wanted to have something where there was, for example, a line through it. So you wanted to design something where it's contact information, and you wanted to separate the contact information for some reason. Let's say you wanted a line in between these here. So what you could do with that is that you could go to a horizontal line break. So horizontal line break is just HR. And you go here, and it's broken by a horizontal line there. And that will break up the line there. So the ones that don't have a closing tag are called empty elements. So it does not have any element in there. You just need to close it, and it'll do what it needs to do, and you are good to go. So that is basically it. So for this particular tutorial series, this language is very, very important. So we're gonna do a practice after we have enough information. So for example, now we have enough information to do a basic site. So we're gonna do a practice. We need to hammer in these before we move on and you forget it. So we're gonna do a basic practice after this one, and then so you can get how to use text, and then we'll move on to a little bit of text semantic markup and finish that. So this has been Steven from Legit Tech Tutorials, and this is HTML tutorial number 3, which is basic text, and I'll see you next one. So please subscribe for more series like this, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Peace.